What's happening, world? Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Cognac Confessionals. I'm your host, Deshaun, here at Where Media Meets Studios in conjunction with VJ TV, Farrell Films, History in the Making Entertainment, Keep It Cloudy Productions, it's the last Friday of March, you know what I'm saying? It's the 31st. Tomorrow, April Fool's Day. For all you suckers that's out there in the world, for all of the tricks and the okie dokes, tomorrow is your day. What's happening? It's been an interesting week as always, you know what I'm saying? We got a guest coming for y'all tonight. Let my guys introduce themselves as usual.
Hey, what's up, man? It's your boy Farrell, man. Just a player mashing for his rations, man.
Yeah.
What you doing? It's your boy Camouflage. Hey, Double M in the building.
It's a lovely Friday. Sun is out, you know. Hello to Cognac Confessionals. Interesting week, like I said.
Yeah,
It's always some shit. You know, universe been, or the pilgrim's been tugging at niggas' heartstrings and emotional strings like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how y'all week been? We'll just start off.
My week been fine, but just, man, once again, I just hate that I'm a terrible combination of actual knowledge and knowledge of self.
Yeah.
So I be understanding where niggas be coming from, and also, you know, because I do have knowledge of self, and I'm very Afrocentric, as they would want to say.
Yes.
But on the other hand, as I'm actually educated, I'm just so disappointed in listening to some of the shit that our people be kicking on the social media. Like I be like, you don't have a cult. You're not some type of leader, so why are you out here kicking misinformation? Like, how's it benefiting you?
Right.
And that's just, I'm just heartbroken with my people once again.
I hear you.
Well,
What
we've
about
been
you, Flash?
good, man. Shit, it's been productive. Man, we've been having some good, productive conversations going on with taking everything we doing to the next level on all forms. So
That's big.
yeah, so I'm just happy to be here.
Man, much success to you too, man.
Oh yeah, for all shit,
You
for
know what
all.
I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, I mean, so, of course, a few things that's been going on. I think we'll start with, while we wait for our guest. We got a guest coming tonight, Motto Killer Gigi
Yeah, what's up? Shout out
is
to
en
you.
route to come to be here. So, all you, you cats that have seen the post and was, oh man, you know, that wasn't no thirst trap to get y'all to tune in. She's actually supposed to be here.
She on the way.
Yeah. So I want to start with the Miss Oakland
That's
situation
atrocious.
that happened. And
Where
for
was the
y'all,
pageant at?
yeah. So for y'all that are unfamiliar with what happened, there was and they haven't done this in over 10 years. So they recently
They
just
waited 10
crowned,
more.
this lady, Miss Oakland, and I'll just say she don't, just off top, she don't live in Oakland, for one. And I'm not, she's from Sac. I ain't bashing Sac, so all my Sac folks and whatnot.
Facts, Igor.
You know, I'm not Miss White Oakland. Hey, Igor, my guy. Shout out to Bay Life Radio. She Miss Piedmont or some shit.
Yeah, because even still, even like, I know they had to have a hillbilly that was better than her.
Hey, Igor said Miss Gentrifier.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
I wouldn't have been mad at it.
I'm just like, and once again, like I said, when I seen it, I was just like, shit, I feel outraged. Like you said, it's one of the things, like, niggas is gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe, and this is some shit to just draw the ire of niggas and be, oh, this some bullshit, which, I mean, it is some bullshit, but it ain't what they call you, it's what you answer to. You know, so I mean, like I said,
could have showed up in a bonnet and a house coat and been like,
She ain't from
and
Oakland.
and would have won over her. Like literally, like woke them up. Hey, they got the Miss Oakland pageant. You got to go down there because they finna give a random Becky the time. They can walk, sleep in their eye, bonnet on in the robe, and people be like, oh, okay, that's Miss Oakland right there.
Yeah.
I want to see the footage. What did he say? I want to see the receipts. I want to see how she got crowned.
Show me.
Show me the pageant.
Right.
Y'all put everything else on channel 2. Show us the process of how you selected her.
Exactly. I mean, and they said the criteria, like I said, she lives in Sac. So, one, you don't live in Oakland. So, and she says she works in Oakland as a flight attendant. You know, I know flight attendants. You know, I know some. Shout out to Ronnie. You know,
Hey, Ronnie. You know Ronnie. She A1.
yeah, you know, but her flight attendant, this lady's a flight attendant out of Oakland, but she don't be in Oakland. It's like, this criteria shit, motherfuckers moving the goalposts. This is a prime this is another prime example of pilgrims moving the goalposts. Because she don't live in Oakland, she's not from Oakland, so you're not a representation of Oakland. And I think, if she lived in Oakland and was here, I'd just be like, oh, that's who they picked. You know, I'd be like, whatever. I mean,
I still want the receipts.
I mean, it's kind of like somebody winning Miss America from France. I mean, how's that?
Yeah, like, nah, they be disqualified.
right. Right. Here you go say, we know Oakland snow. That ain't Oakland snow. I know. She ain't went to Skyline. She ain't went to she ain't been to festival at the lake.
Or live by the lake.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's been a lot of this going on. Like Coppin State, which is a HBCU, historically, you know,
Black
Lady College.
Yeah.
They recently crowned a Miss Coppin State, and she was a Latina. And some of the alumni, some people saying, oh, this is progress and diversity, right?
Oh, yeah.
But some of the alumni was like, we're going to pull all donations to the school. We not, you can't have a Latina Miss Coppin State. It's a prestigious title. You represent the university in all publicity and go out and recruit and go to the, you know, they have the fairs, you know, saying to recruit youngsters to come there, and this is the person that goes. And they're like, we're going into Detroit, South Side of Chicago, West Philadelphia, Mississippi, all these places to recruit black students. And a Latina girl is going to be the face of the university. Nah, we ain't doing that. And this is along those same lines. It's like, hey man, yeah, this like Igor said, man, this misgentrification, man, it's outlandish.
Right. And all these are just things done to poke the bear. To
Get your blood pressure up.
Yeah, exactly. And get you focused on this shit when there's other shit going on. You know, real. What's your thoughts?
It's a lot of white people. Obviously, Oakland, definitely not all black, despite what people not from here think. But it's a lot of people with family roots, you know, that are, you know, white.
That's one of the
from
issues.
Oakland.
She don't got family roots.
And that's the thing. And so it's not about, I'm not feeling the way I feel about it as far as her race. That has nothing to do with it. I love my white cousins. But it's the fact that she ain't from Oakland.
Thank you. Exactly.
And that's another thing. If she was a Libby Shaft type white woman, where people be like, oh, Libby, I went to Bret Hart with Libby. I went to Skyline with Libby. Libby was at the games. Libby was here. Oh, Libby used to be up and married at the dances. Like, okay, it's people who say, I grew up here, and I remember you seeing Libby all the time. Libby at the stove. So, okay. A person can't question, even though Libby Shaft was a white woman, when she ran for mayor, I was like, but she understands, even if she ain't from the turf, she can at least understand it because she's been exposed to it her whole life. So that's a good point right there, what you're saying.
Right.
This ain't a Libby Shaft that, well, yeah, she went to Skyline, she went to Bret Hart, she went to this, she went to Hair Roy, she went to O'Dowd. Like, no, this is a straight import. And it's too many beautiful women in Oakland of all hues.
Right.
For them to go reach all the way to Sacramento, for one. That's just like, that's once again, I want to see what was the process that was used to pick it. Was there a ball somewhere at the Scottish Rites? Or was there some type of, did they have a selection at Eastmont? Like, what was the criteria that was used? And I haven't got that. Then they brought out Miss San Francisco too and had them together. And there's
South
some
San Francisco.
controversy on that because Miss San Francisco is not biologically a woman.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so they have them post up there the picture, and a lot of people was like, hey, we got a white girl who doesn't necessarily represent Oakland and a non-biological female representing San Francisco, and it's just like, who's behind this? Is there some, I want this person to do an interview because I would like to ask them, like, did this just how it happened to come about, or were you trying to push some type of agenda? Like, I would honestly want somebody to ask them, like, how did you come to this?
They're gonna poke the bear and continue to poke the bear until they get the reaction, a mass reaction of aggression that will justify their reaction to that aggression.
Yeah, that's a crazy end goal, and like I said, I would like, who's the decision maker? Who's the gatekeeper?
They're gonna keep spitting and pissing on us as long as we allow it, and when they get that reaction, and like you said about the other person who won, and once again, I'm not against you. Believe and do what you want to do. I give two shits for real.
It really is a free country.
Yeah, right. If it's supposed to be, once like I said with freedom of speech, if it's supposed to be that, then it's supposed to be that. I mean, what I choose to do with my time and my shit is my choice, my opinion. So everybody should be able to do what they want to do, allegedly.
And on that page, quit sharing that fake picture of LeBron in a pink dress. Like, stop doing that, man. Stop, y'all stop doing that now. Stop sharing that shit and acting outraged. You know, good well that man ain't sat there and that man ain't in no pink dress. You know, God, come on, man, stop that.
So, that was funny.
Somebody had mad skills.
So,
hey, that one again.
Yeah, Photoshop was on point, but stop that.
Right. So speaking on in context of what you were just talking about, the photoshops of the pictures, the shit with media, social media, and everything. It's hard to decipher what's real and what's fake. Just like with the AI situation, y'all seen where they showing rappers do I mean, I ain't gonna call y'all low budget rappers or rappers who are. I just say it this way. There was a post I seen of somebody showing the gift and the curse of this AI technology because it can mimic people's voices. So they had to do the skit was. He had a verse with Jay-Z on it, and the AI sounded like Jay-Z, Michael Jackson. The lines are blurred so much.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. And he's doing songs.
Yeah, he like, oh nigga, go to track number 7. Oh nigga, this one I got this person, I got Adele on here. In context, it's like you said, that picture of LeBron. When I seen it, I was cracking up because I was like. Damn, it's so easy to bash niggas in this digital age, and us, and the people who aren't in the mindset of knowing the difference between what's real, what's fake, and what's jokes. They don't take that shit and run with it.
Yeah,
you know.
So just use caution and discernment. When you see something outlandish, just do a little research, do a little bit of Googles, do just a little bit of looking around, try to see what the source is before you run to make a big Facebook post about, look at what's going. Just like, man, use some discernment.
This your king? I don't get me wrong, I laugh at this
I
laugh. I'm a bagger.
Yeah.
So I saw this shit, I was cracking up like.
I bagged on it. I knew it was fake, but I just bagged on it because he go against my Warriors. So you know what I mean.
Like I understand the jokes, but also know that I got a cousin in Atlanta that was probably been ranting for 2-3 days about the emasculation of the black male and really taking it to heart.
Oh yeah, some people. I mean, it's official though.
I mean, shit, you look at some of these NBA players and
he gonna say they're gonna let a robot identify as
the person.
I mean, people already marrying sex dolls and stuff. So we on that road.
But you know what's messed up about that? LeBron is probably one of the. I'll say next to Steph Curry because I just know a little bit more about Curry. But that is one of the most blameless dudes. I mean, this dude's been with this chick since he was 18.
Yeah.
He ain't never got caught cheating.
Yeah.
He shows up to everything. He ain't never got caught doing nothing. I hate the nigga have to go against his ass on the damn court.
Yeah.
But as far as him as a man, that's one of the most stand-up black men that we have.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all go put this bullshit out
Man,
there
it's
about
insane.
this dude, and he ain't did nothing wrong. It ain't like he was raping women or got caught up. I mean, I love Kobe. Even Kobe fucked up. You feel me? Even Tiger fucked up. This man ain't did nothing wrong that we know about. You know, and he ain't perfect.
And
but I'm
he
just
surrounds
saying,
himself, and he empowered all his friends.
man, he empowered his partners. He done paid for so many scholarships. It's ridiculous.
Right.
The dude contributes to his community on a level that's just like unprecedented.
Yeah.
Which the white media don't want to talk about that. And I say white media, I mean big
Media.
time media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing against my white cousins. But what I'm saying is this man is out here doing everything right, and y'all find y'all gonna do him like that, bro. It's just hating shit.
I think it's because part of it is because he's always excelled.
It's a double-edged sword.
And when you excel to a certain point, and he's never came in as the underdog. Like, he's arguably one of the greatest high school players ever. And unlike a lot of great high school players, he didn't have a rough transition to the NBA. Like, he stepped in.
Even Kobe struggled.
Yeah, exactly. He stepped
couple
in
years was
and
bad.
averaged 20, won Rookie of the Year, and then a few years later, he was in the championship game against the Spurs, and it's like, sometimes when you excel like that, your own people can then begin to develop a resentment or man, fuck him or this and that, because sometimes he's looked too good to be true.
Right.
He's looked too perfect. And sometimes that brings out a certain vibe, because some of our people are mentally beat down.
Right.
And they can't identify with you unless you straight repping the ghetto, or you the underdog, or you just on some wild shit. Like, you got youngsters over here at the BSU at Stanford, at prestigious universities, and they literally looking like they just came off the turf. They still trying to identify with that certain look, and sometimes when you go against that grain, because LeBron's the type of dude that probably would be in a preppy sweater.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even though he comes from one of the most ghetto places in America, which is Akron, he's never gave any ghetto presentation in his interviews, everything. Even as a young man, he's been this and that. So there's people who will have a certain, man, fuck that square.
Man,
But Ja Morant, who's also been
two-parent household.
Like as a junior in high school, everybody knew Ja Morant was going to be an NBA star. So even if he came from the struggle, by the time he was 15, 16, I'm sure there was AAU teams with the back, and everybody knew he was going, and he had to do a year of college, because that's just simply a thing, or else he became straight out. And now he's on the verge of making $200 million.
Yeah.
And when you just see an interview with Blood, when you hear Blood talk, when you see the people that he surrounds himself with, even if he's from the hood, LeBron is also from the hood. He's from fucking Akron.
Yeah.
And never met his father. Mother was on drugs. So he hits all those lines. And LeBron is always trying to present himself as this
statesman.
And like Ja Morant, who's also similar in talent. I mean, in regards to, like, when he's 15, you already know this man's going to be a lottery pick. He's a similar person, but he has embraced the hood shit to the point where people are like, y'all fucks with a nigga like Ja. Same type of niggas be like calling LeBron La Queen and all that type of stuff. He'd be like, you know, that nigga stupid too. That nigga stupid.
People don't like to see, man, it's just sad with our community, man. It's just like, you know, this dude got $1 billion, bro. He could have any chick he wants. He could probably have your chick if he really wanted to.
Man.
And the dude is sticking with his wife.
Oh, I ain't in denial. She'll hit me with the, you know I love you. Right?
What do you say? Hello? I ain't never coming home. She'll probably do you like that.
I'll be sitting there perplexed. But at the end, I'm such a player that I would
keep the kids.
I would understand.
But I'm just saying, my point is, he still with his woman though, from 18 though. Like he ain't never got caught up.
He's commendable on a lot of levels.
He's
like,
Joe. You feel me? Like he's into that real, like, I love this chick. Like, this is my soulmate. Like,
no fights in the club.
Yeah, ain't no fights. He ain't slapped her. He ain't did nothing like that.
Like Dana White did.
But I mean, it's all about you conduct yourself. Because I remember every time I went to
Justin Aldro Media tuning in. What's up, my guy?
Steph Curry was in there. Like, people don't realize Steph Curry and Aisha was always in the clubs. If you go down night to watch the Steph and Aisha is always in there. But you never saw Steph in no fisticuffs, no altercations, no
representation. So to your point, before we go to the next topic, I'll say with LeBron. And I'm a James, so I can speak on the James shit. LeBron, when it comes to representing us in the image of what our ancestors want us to do and be, he checking boxes.
Hella boxes.
I'm a Warrior fan.
Really. You can never be mad at his representation.
Exactly. Off the court, shake his hand, respect, salute, stand up dude.
That's why I was torn in
the crying he do on the court. Now that's something else. But I'm not here to hate. Now I'm not here to hate. I'm here to tell the truth.
He learned that from Jordan, by the way.
You know what?
Jordan got his ass beat.
You know what was wild to me though when 2015 came, right? And I found myself in an awkward position of the Warriors is going for the championship, and LeBron is on the other side. And I've always admired LeBron. So I got to the point where I was like, I hope he do good. I want the Warriors to win, but I also want him to do good. And he was going out there dropping 40 and 15 and all that type of stuff. And the Warriors prevailed, and I was happy because I wanted the Warriors to win. Of course, I wanted the Warriors to win, but I didn't want LeBron to look bad because of what he represents.
As a spokesman of the James clan.
The leader.
After Rick passed, he left it to me and Edgerton, and Edgerton stopped playing football. And so
Edgerton James, that was a hell of a ball player. Yeah. Well, hopefully my daughter Kiera James so you can get that spiel again. She's a pal.
James gang. You know what I'm saying? But
shout out to Daryl Walker's tuning in. Shout out to Mark Anthony.
Justin tuning in.
Mark Anthony wouldn't give you your comment no burn though.
Igor said, hold on, I'm trying to pull up his whole comment. He said, there we go. In this society's eyes, they fucked up. In reality, monogamy is an invented institution.
True.
You think so?
I believe so.
I don't think it's naturally
You can't believe in the Bible and then believe in monogamy. Excuse me.
I don't necessarily think it's an invented thing, because there are some people who be like, oh man, I don't want nobody but her. Only thing though I do dislike is the forced thought of, if you don't want nobody but her, then cool. But, and I think that there's a lot of people who, especially in this Western society, they end up like, oh, I love her so much. But when you have to be like, I don't want nobody but her, that's the problem. I think it should be more organic. Like, I ain't gonna never diss nobody in no monogamy, but I want it to be organic, because that's why so many cats is miserable. You know what I'm saying? Because society makes them, like, in some people you would literally look, if you said, man, I want multiple wives, there's some people that look at you like you just a god-awful person. But if that's what you really want, then that's what you should really do. Or you'll always be unhappy, or you'll always have a side bit, you know. But also, some of our women are so conditioned that if you was to propose that monogamy or whatever, they would act like you was saying, "Hey, honey, I'd like to cut your head off and see if you can come back to life." Like that's how they'll treat you, like you Jason or Freddy or something.
So one time, a quick story. One time I was in Atlanta. We was doing some music stuff out there back in the day, and we're at the airport. And we're talking about this very topic, and my point was that back in the day, black kings had multiple wives.
Yes.
Okay.
Solomon had 700.
Solomon had 700 wives. And we had this whole back and forth conversation about it. There was a professor at a university sitting, the chairs were back to back. She was sitting right behind me. So as we get up to leave, she stood up and said, "I was so intrigued with y'all conversation that I just wanted to know who you guys are and where you come up with." Like, she just wanted to know, like, who y'all is. And the whole thing was, basically what I was saying is that we were, like, as kings, we had multiple wives. This whole one woman thing was imposed on us against our will. You know what I mean? Like, basically,
it was given to you.
They want to control you.
And so it's like, okay, so I'm supposed to feel, because it's natural for me to want multiple women. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, this is the conversation
they make you go against your true nature.
That she was agreeing with. Like, my instinct is like, I want to knock every bad bitch I see. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though I feel like, you know, hey, that's not the right thing to do, and this, that, and the other. But
that's because society put.
But why do I feel like this instinctively? I don't
like
want to go just
DNA.
kill people like randomly. I don't want to just go do stupid shit. But this is something like
nature.
That. As a kid, I was in the second grade, and I was just like kissing this girl and then going and trying to get her number and then trying to hang out with her like as a first grade.
Right.
You know, this wasn't nobody.
It wasn't even no learned behavior. It was like, this is what's in me.
It's in raw nature. I mean, because you think about it, historically, men have, and also you had different societies throughout history where the women had multiple lovers and multiple
matriarchal society.
You had, so it's been a double-edged sword both ways. So we not being male chauvinists. So y'all out there that be these niggas go with that bullshit.
But here go the butt.
No,
here go the butt.
It's responsibility.
How polygamy though? In a couple of my partners who kind of I got two partners that's kind of in some polygamous type thing, this and that. The average woman would probably look at that shit and be like, "Oh, that's exploitive," or "It's damn near it's a pimp home," or something. Because really, in reality, if you do have multiple wives, you're supposed to be able to provide for multiple wives.
The low vibrational thinking motherfucker think, man, I get to fuck all these chicks.
No, because
that's not what we ain't nowhere on.
He had the means to support 700.
Right, the shit we talking about. Plus there's
this other aspect of having multiple wives.
Yeah.
Multiple wives means multiple children. Multiple children. Anybody that's a father will understand this point I'm about to make. Sometimes when you out trying to accomplish your goals, do your thing, deal with the struggles of the world, it can be difficult to give the proper emotional energy and raising to your offspring. Now multiply that by multiple mothers, multiple dynamics is truly difficult. And some people check out. But if you do, then you could be in a position where you're burnt out. You don't have anything for yourself because you got multiple partners that you got to make happy, or at least, meet them on some type of emotional level, and you got multiple kids from multiple situations that you are accountable for.
Yes.
And unless you on some, I'm just a player, y'all do what y'all do, don't bother me with that shit, and that's not the truth. That's the real way to do it.
Because
but if you really got multiple, like each one of us has families.
Yeah.
And it really, if you're really a real man and you involved in your family properly, then it takes a lot of emotional energy. It takes a lot of, and sometimes you have to sacrifice the shit you want to do, this and that, because you need to be there.
Right.
Because a fourth grade soccer game really means shit in the world, but it's everything to them.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter how I want to kick it or whatever I got to do, I got to come be this. So you got to have a certain level of sacrifice. And it takes a hell of a man in this Western society to be able to maintain multiple families. Mm-hmm. So it's deeper than just I get to bang, like you said,
right. Like I said,
banging multiple chicks.
That whole mindset is some different type of bullshit, some young thought, some we'll call it junior high level thinking of shit. Mm-hmm. But also, in the true context of that lifestyle,
Igor, knock it off. He said take the same energy for one as for 10. No, Igor, you ain't got to put a little bit more in it.
But listen, but the thing is, you got to look at the times. Also, because, like we said, having multiple women that we've always said is a rich man's game.
Yes.
And I don't always mean monetary. You got to be rich in character, rich in ability to provide something in each of these households. But we're also talking about an age when the men went out and provided and protected, and the woman was teaching the kids. Mm-hmm. Today's society, you need a two-parent household, but since the Rockefellers indoctrinated the school system and all that, and they did the whole, women's need rights and all this, and I'm not knocking the women's rights, so let's just be clear on that. I'm just giving you some historical facts. They took the original teacher out of the home, and now your kid is left to learn from the school system, where now you got laws that are telling, oh, you can't teach this to kids no more. You can't teach this part of history. You can't teach that. Instead of where the real teaching, mouth to ear, used to be your mother is your first introduction to God by nature.
Facts, Igor. Yeah, your mom is supposed to be your nurturer and your initial educator. How you learn.
I feel you, Igor.
How you learn about the world and stuff for your moms. But the way our society is set up, if your mom's is a working woman, after a few weeks of maternity, she back working, and you being raised by the daycare person.
Exactly.
And some of our sisters, I ain't gonna speak on what's going on in Asian families and white families, but some of our sisters who are maybe in the projects or in the housing authority, they are there present with the kids. But they usually have so many dysfunctional struggles they got to go through, from between the poverty, the dysfunctional environment that they come from, that they, even though they're there present, they're still not able to educate and nurture the children. So we have generations of our children being raised in, if they're coming from a good economic background, they're not getting nurtured. Mm-hmm. If they're coming from a poor background, they are getting the time, but they're not getting the proper nurturing. And then you got all these dysfunctional beings that end up 18, 19 and get launched onto the world, ready to tear shit up.
Exactly.
It's a wild dynamic that they got black people in. Whether you doing good or you not doing good, we all under some type of crazy pressure from society.
True that.
And when we finally realize that we all in it together,
the hook is already set.
Oh yeah, the bait is, you've already went for the banana in the tailpipe.
Speaking of, the hook is already set. Also on the news, since we don't talk current events until our guest get here, if she gets here in time.
Igor has a beautiful point, and you're on 100% true. Kids do get more in trouble when it's, because everybody I knew that grew up with their dad, like their dad raised them. I knew a couple people.
Shout out to the image of Furious Styles.
They was good.
In the hood.
They was good. All my partners, not all my partners, but a lot of my partners grew up in single mother families. The certain levels of discipline and structure wasn't instilled, and then they got out in the world and just could not function at all. Well, and now they're 50 years old and still can't function.
Well, you have to look at, let's just say 50-50. We'll call it 50-50 parenting, the responsibility, because you got 32 chromosomes, 16 from your mom, 16 from your dad. So that's already 50-50. Biologically, science is science. It's the truth, not fiction or opinion. It's the truth. You're already half of both. So you need to get your teachings from both. There's certain things, and shout out to the women who, whether no fault of their own, who had the held played both roles, we salute y'all. So I'm not knocking none of that. But I'm just speaking scientifically. You need both parents because there's certain things you need to learn from your mom, and there's certain other things you need to learn from your father or a father figure. Because we can't have substitutes. You know,
grandpa, uncle.
Exactly. One of them. You know, even if it's the dude that's fucking your mama. Just
Damn.
But
I mean, they end up being an influence too.
I'm just saying,
It's either negative
the dude that
influence
steps
like
in. There's
fuck
no
that
stepdad. It's
nigga,
the dude who stepped in.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying?
It
For
can
real.
either be a bad
Same thing
influence.
on the mom's side. I mean, because you know, I mean, there's fault on both sides. So I'm just, you know. But speaking of moving on, you got the situation of what's up, Tanisha 92 crew in the building. Jonathan Major's situation.
Man, as
So-
my grandma would say, you know where he fucked up at.
So
He got with that white girl.
So, for y'all that's not familiar, Jonathan Majors, he's the actor from Lovecraft Country. It's a great show. I'm so pissed that they didn't pick
Man,
it
they should
up.
have
I
season
know
two.
why they didn't pick it up for season 2, because the truth is the truth. And he's in
That was a
Creed.
great show though.
He's, you know, this brother got charged with sexual assault or assault.
Yeah, so she said he
Right.
roughed her up.
By his non-melanated girlfriend. And as you know, he wasn't he in the sexiest man alive voting rankings and all this notoriety he's been getting because
It's like somebody said
he had his
Push the button out.
his hey nigga moment.
he had managed to rise to the top without having the nigga wake up call.
Right. And hey, that entertainment life will give you that hey nigga moment because
You know what I hate though? Is that how he's not getting the benefit of the doubt.
What?
When the chick accused Johnny Depp of all these wild things, and then somebody said, hey man, he didn't do that. Everybody said, poor Johnny Depp. And Jonathan Majors, the chick is now saying he didn't do these
She
things.
recanted her
And
shit.
people are saying, oh, he paid her.
Oh,
So he's still guilty, even if they say
Well,
he's not guilty.
that's thrown upon us regardless. Unfortunately. And like you said, anybody looking at this situation from afar, because we don't know the ins and outs of what's going on with them, but looking from, our seat, comfortably safe from the bullshit, because, you 6 degrees from separation, and I separate myself from bullshit all the time. We can look, and like you said, I know where this nigga went wrong. I know what this motherfucker was. We drinking grape drink. This motherfucker drinking Ovaltine.
Yeah. Facts. Facts.
You get that at 3 in the morning.
Facts. He went against the grain, and now
I'm not knocking.
But if he had never shown himself,
We gonna get on
friendly
that
to
too in a
side,
minute, Igor.
If he had never shown himself friendly to that side and more of a acceptable, would he have gotten the action to get into position?
And that's the thing. And I'm not knocking his progress or none of that because once again, I'm not in these situations, these rooms, and the decisions that he has to make. So everybody has to walk in their own truth and live their own life. And make the decisions based on the best decision they can make with the information that they have at the time. But whether it's the establishment giving him his nigga don't get too big, because that's what most of us look at it as.
Yeah.
Like, see, nigga, they infiltrated. Now because remember, right before this, you had the pictures that they were showing where they was kind of like, oh, this nigga looking feminine in these pictures.
Right.
You had him and
Michael B. Jordan.
the picture, and they was like, oh, that's a little bit too men shouldn't be showing that much emotion in the picture with each other, which is that's.
But we understand how the game is played.
Right.
You can't be
But
the
before
alpha
he got-
male, a black alpha male,
and show
get those
show a sensitive
opportunities.
side. Right.
They'll say you're difficult, you're
Yeah.
intimidating.
Exactly.
That's why I shout out to 50, because 50 managed to some kind of way
He does what he
get
wants.
into position
Respect.
and still be what they consider menacing. But if you another muscular black man, then you got to do that Terry Crews shit.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta tap dance. You
That
gotta
motherfucker
grin.
touch your balls and you act like a bro.
In front of your
Don't
wife.
say nothing.
On reflex,
Not
as a
right.
man, on reflex, you should have cracked him. Like, ooh, I'm sorry. Like, ooh, I didn't mean to do that. Ooh, I overreacted. You can apologize later. But your first instinct should have been to bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder about, I don't know, man. Fuck Terry Crews, but.
Yeah. So,
But
that situation is the most of us will be like this your wake up nigga moment.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that situation? Because me personally, I'm like this. And don't get me wrong, I know I'm married, so I'm still a man, always, before everything. But if you put my freedom, anything in jeopardy, I can love you to death. I will not fuck with you. And don't get me wrong. I get feelings. You can be in love. I understand all that shit. But there's a point, and once again, everybody tolerance
got
level.
that control though.
Yeah, you cost me the bag, cost me my freedom, cost me my integrity. You cost me anything, especially my peace of mind. I don't give a fuck. We can be together for 1,000 years. We won't be together for 1,001. That's just me.
Because self-preservation is one of the strongest.
First
instincts.
rule of nature. And then we got also, I know what I want to hit on. Because, we always get on. I love when we can talk shit about them fucking up, getting caught, and the shit that we know they be doing, and when you prove it. So you got the police union executive from the San Jose Police Union. She just got charged and arrested for drug smuggling. And we all watch, you got the Snowfall situation we know about, the Ricky Ross situation with the CIA bringing drugs in the community. And you look at Chicago, these different cities, all these cities where you hear the stories of train trailers and whatnot of guns just being set in the hood, and all these disproportionate amount of high-level assault weapons are just left in these communities, allegedly by accident or on purpose. And now this bitch caught drug smuggling, and she's a high-ranking police
on
unit.
top of that.
Yeah, exactly. Fentanyl. So once again, sitting from I'm the old dude on the Muppet Show.
How many years was she protected, do you think?
You know where I'm going. Exactly. So first off, I'm like, for somebody to get caught at your level, you piss somebody off.
Somebody didn't get their cut.
Either somebody didn't get their cut, or there was a move to be made, a shift in the play, and you thought your position was bigger than it was, and was like, nah, this ain't what we doing. Or they was like, you need to move this way. She pissed somebody off.
She was even using the police association headquarters to receive shipments, and was conducting transactions off of her police association issued phone.
Thank you.
So no one gets that comfortable unless they knew they wasn't gonna get busted.
You gotta be high up.
Yeah.
Hey, right,
You're
Tanisha?
right. So she stepped on the toe, or somebody didn't get their kick, or somebody decided that they wanted to get the plug, and they short.
Exactly. So somebody either, like you said,
Because she was operating for years.
You don't, that level of shit don't get caught. You get comfortable.
And the way the DEA work, man, if you get multiple shipments from India and places like that, they're going to flag you. And after a while, they're going to build a case on you.
They're going to watch you for a while.
So they're going to build a case for you. So that's why people use multiple addresses. So for her to be that comfortable, this and that, that's a person who knew they wasn't going to get busted.
Now, the funny thing about this, which I haven't delved into all the details of this, but I believe that should be RICO.
Yeah, it's an ongoing conspiracy.
That should be, but I haven't heard that. And none of the posts or news flashes that I have seen, I have not seen those words yet.
In fact, as public as her bust has been, they're going to end up sentencing her to federal probation and this and that. And she's 64 years old, so she's going to quietly retire, get a portion of her pension plus Social Security and be all right. I hope she stacks some bread off that dope. Now, you and I, we'd be walking off at least 3 to 5 years.
Because Young Thug in Georgia facing RICO.
Yeah.
Well,
this should be a RICO case.
This shit that she's doing has been going on in every police department for years, and and she just so happened to get caught. Like you said, she overstepped her boundaries.
She pissed the wrong motherfucker off.
Mm-hmm. She did something. It was some young rookie cop, like in the movies, that wanted to take her down. It was something. Mm-hmm. But this
take her
ain't
down to
nothing
replace her with his folks.
They've been doing this shit. And if you look at her little crib, she got a regular little crib. Well, it's probably $2 million in San Jose, but she got a regular little three bedroom crib. She was playing it on the under, doing her shit smooth. But
probably sending her kids though, or her grandkids though, to prestigious universities.
Right, doing all the
criminal empire.
Making sure her generational wealth will be in place.
Mm-hmm. Definition of RICO, criminal empire.
Yeah, it was definitely an ongoing thing, and she definitely had people working with her. But I mean, in the police department, there's a lot of drugs, a lot of police. When you think that cop gets in your face and he all amped up, and you be like, man, this motherfucker acting like he off coke. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of these motherfuckers is all muscular and raging out. Steroid dealers get rich off of. They don't get rich hanging at 24-hour fitness dealing to the 1 or 2 dudes that's bodybuilders. Every steroid dealer I know, with a couple that I've known, they got their paper off of firefighters and policemen. That's who that's their number one customer for steroids. You know what I'm saying? So the drug usage from steroids and stimulants and all that type of shit. Yes. That's why if you look at some of these police officers, they make $80,000 in regular salary and $200,000 in overtime.
Yes.
How you think a motherfucker's working 47 days in a row, 16 hours a day, 47 days in a row? There would come a day when you simply physically would not wake up. You would sleep 11, 12 hours and be like, damn, I missed the whole shift. They'd be knocking on your door saying, man, we came to check on you, because the human body can't go like that. How are they going like that? Because they're using stimulants.
Let me say something real quick.
Go ahead.
That a lot of people think E40 made up the term pervin. E40 did not make up the term pervin. Pervin comes from the drug pervitin, which is what we call E-pills. So back when Hitler had what y'all think is football called the Blitzkrieg or the Blitz, when they invaded, they just rushed. They just rushed for 3 days straight because they
with
were
no sleep.
Pervin.
Yeah, there was
off of Pervitin,
right.
which is E-pills.
And
they used to literally give them pills and get them high off E, and they would just rush for 3
because
days
they had
and they
continuous energy.
A lot of Nazis
don't know that.
The first generations of amphetamines was made by the Nazis in order for soldiers to be able to fight non-stop for several days.
That's
what
when
you're saying is 100% fact.
That's where you get the concept of the Captain America character and all that shit. But
pump him up full of drugs and he
you'll
can
get
go
that
for
at
days
3
at
in
a
the
time,
morning.
fighting stronger, don't feel no pain.
Exactly, bigger, faster, longer.
And a lot of your
$6 million man, RoboCop, all this shit is derived from that practice.
And a lot of your local police departments are filled with dudes who are roided out and peeled and perved out, this and that.
Rage boy warriors.
And but they have the complexion for the protection, because if they do overstep the boundaries, shoot you, rage out, beat you, this and that, they'll just say stop resisting or whatever, and basically you'll be lucky that they don't file charge against you.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's dudes up at Highland right now. This happens every day in Oakland. Dudes get beat senseless by the police, and they laying in the hospital bed, and the district attorney comes in and gives them an arraignment for resisting arrest while they laying in the hospital. Police officer be 6'3", 240 without a scratch. Dude, 5'10", 170, lumped up in the hospital bed, and he's getting charged with assaulting the police. It's a cold game.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been running this game for decades, and niggas is still sleep at the wheel.
Alright, that's a cold game. Like Tanisha said, she probably got money in the Caymans.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yep.
Digital currency. I mean,
Well, I mean, it's like those mafia dons. Like, they would show the Gambinos and this the Don, and people be like, oh, he must not be this big-time criminal because he got this, regular house, driving a regular Lincoln.
that's you got.
And people, he's not. And I went. John Gotti was the first one to really wear jewelry and be flashy. Some of those old school dudes, they be wearing regular. They be wearing regular clothes off the rack and this and that. And everybody be like, okay, he's supposed to be this big time gangster, but he's not. But then you look, and all his kids are MDs or lawyers, and they ain't getting no scholarships. He didn't pay for that. All his grandkids, this and that. So the gangster line gonna die with him. But even kids that was born after he dead is born with trust funds.
Right.
Is born with access to prestige. Like they got a guaranteed. This grandpa that they never met still put them in position where they got a guaranteed good life. Because their legacies is straight.
That's the way you're supposed to do it.
Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? And that's what amazes me about a lot of our hustlers is that even when they reach certain levels, even the ones that slip through the cracks and don't get the big niche type time, I don't see the generational wealth in their further generations. You know what I'm saying? So now with this lady, like you said, she had a regular house, this and that, but she been hustling all these years. I guarantee you, if you look at her kids and look at her grandkids, they straight as fuck.
Right. Shout out to Slim.
Slim done logged in.
Yeah, Slim tuning in.
Slim, you know this ism is on fire, man.
Like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? We give it to you straight, chase. No, straight, no chaser, none of that. No. You gonna drink the hen, you gonna drink the hen straight. Ain't no Coca-Cola, no Pepsi, no apple juice mixed with it. We give it to you straight. If you can tolerate it, sip it. If you can't, stay on the porch.
So you bound to drizzle.
Yeah, now, you got, 45 got indicted.
The orange guy.
Yeah, that motherfucker. I'll say this when we get into this. So 45 got indicted in New York. He hasn't been indicted in Georgia yet. Nothing, unless there's a conviction, nothing happens. It means nothing.
It's just theater.
Exactly. It's just smoke and mirrors. Everybody, the heartstrings, because a hell of people, and I see the memes. Oh yeah, y'all celebrating you premature ejaculation motherfuckers is out here just because.
Just like
when you got impeachment, exactly. You motherfuckers was premature ejaculation, thinking it was finna be, we finna get it, and you got nothing. Stop celebrating early, because the system will throw you a bone or some Beyond Meat to satisfy your hunger a little bit. They ain't gonna give you all the nutrition you need, but they'll give you enough to go them 3 days, like he was talking about the amphetamines that the Germans was giving their warriors. They'll give you that shit easily because they mass produce this shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is something, once again, you'll get at 3 in the morning. Please pay attention. They will piecemeal you to death because that's all you need and require. People don't, I'm not saying all, people in general don't see the shit through. Once you think, oh, it's the first, oh, they did it, they brought this, and y'all satisfied with that, and then y'all stop pushing the issue and waiting for somebody who's in control other than yourselves to give you an answer. When the equation has all the factors to get to the sum, and the factors that you don't equate be the ones that y'all be bitching about later when the charge don't go. That's all I'm saying on that.
But here's the thing. A lot of people will let you know that it's two wings on the same bird. A lot of people don't realize the establishment of Republicans is through with Trump. They going all in with the boy DeSantis. So they are willing, so in this case, they are willing to let the Democrats, they are willing to let the Democrats go in. Because the few Trump supporters that's left, while they crying about civil war, this and that, DeSantis is going to ride that wave of look how they did Trump to show up his support.
Yes.
So the Democrats get a win in the media, looking like, oh, they done indicted him, and the Republicans get a win on
we don't got to deal with
we're going to go to war for Trump, but they're really not going to war for Trump because they tied his ass too because, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't be surprised when one day it's revealed that the Democrats and Republicans was in collusion to go on to get blood out the paint.
I'm gonna go a movie reference. Ooh, I'm gonna go old school. I'm really finna drop a gem for y'all. The movie Fresh.
I remember that was
The movie Fresh is, I equate the movie Fresh to
shout out to Corey Giddens.
my good brother. Salute. Thank you for tuning in. I equate the movie Fresh to Potts on Don Illuminati 7-Day Theory. The song Blasphemy. Give you them gems. I'm gonna give you 2. Watch whatever you do. Now, rule 1, get your cash on. M.O.B. Money over bitches, because they breed in D. Now, rule number 2, watch for cronies. Keep your homies close, nigga. Watch your homies. Seem a little important when you told me that smile. Picture jewels being handed to an innocent child. Fresh. We all know the main character from Fresh. He was the main character in The Wood.
Yeah.
As a youngster.
Great actor.
Very good. The story is chess. Because it's one of the greatest representations of movie of this life. If you really look at and break that shit down. Remember, you got I Bust Those Dope Moves. His
Chuck
friend.
E. Chuck the Pawn.
Chuck E. Thank you. A rook. A rook.
That he was willing to sacrifice even though they was friends.
Thank you.
Which is a perfect chess.
Perfect. Thank you.
You can't win in chess unless you're willing to sacrifice.
You got to give up a piece. You have to. It's just nature. You give something to get something.
That movie was so complex.
That game was that movie was gems.
But it was disguised as a regular hood movie.
You have to decipher that shit and really break it down. That is one of my... That movie, Sleepers, Usual Stuff, I got a list of movies that really gave you everything you need to know.
Man, Sleepers
really
was good.
Sleepers is my shit.
Because Blood brought that shit full circle.
But back to this, when it comes to Trump, like you said, the Republicans were fresh. The Republicans is fresh. They like, okay. They the future.
I bust the dope moves.
Trump is Chucky. I bust those dope moves.
They put him out front to let him catch the bullets.
Got those stupid moves. You know, I bust those moves. They call me Chuck E.
So
Trump is a sacrificial lamb. Don't get me wrong, because they put him in position
to catch the bullets, and then
from the beginning,
and then act outraged.
From the beginning, you have to understand that. take this shit back to before his presidency. All this shit. If y'all think this shit is happenstance, drink bleach.
But look, check this out though. So it's a couple things that I'm on with the situation. First, as far as keeping your enemies close. Now this dude been up here for the last month bashing the dog shit out of Ron DeSantis. To where if I was him and I caught him somewhere, I'd be ready to whoop it. He been calling him all kind of shit. Talking about I put him on, he wouldn't be shit without me. He was a little bitch ass intern, he wasn't shit.
Right.
I got him the
Going
job.
hard on him.
I did this and did that, and Ron ain't said nothing in response.
Because the bosses that told him fall back. We gonna have the blood.
48 laws of power.
Now, I've been saying
what they call you is what you answer.
Trump's probably at first and a half to second year, he's going to jail. He's going, and everybody was like, nah, bro, he ain't going to jail. He's going to jail. Is it going to be this case? Nah, it's not going to be this one. This one is going to be a sideshow. It's going to be a bunch of shit. He's going to play the greatest role.
This reveal some shit.
He's going to act like he didn't know, you know what I mean? Like, oh, they're all against me. Witch hunt, witch hunt, witch hunt. It might not be the next one. But what a lot of y'all who don't follow politics don't know, it's about like 15 cases lined up. It's like a backed up bus.
They're going to nail him eventually because he's tacky.
Will he do like long-term jail time? I don't think so.
I just need to be a convicted felon.
But I think he's going to be convicted. I see him doing, you know, maybe some of the time that his cronies done did, like maybe 6 months, something like that. That's just going to happen. I don't care what nobody says. He done broke too many laws. You can't. He thinks he's above the law, bruh. And he's pissing the people like Ron DeSantis. He's pissing that internal clique that he cannot piss off. He's pissing them off now.
Because they're looking at it like, okay, if we back dudes, we won't be able to win in the future.
Mm-hmm.
His time is done, but he won't get off the stage.
Right.
So he fucking it off for everybody that's gonna come behind him.
They're even running. Like, oh, you running? He's smashing everybody who's running in the
thing.
Republican
His
Party.
time is done.
Yeah.
Get off the stage.
Right.
In fact, hug the next nigga and be like, hey, y'all, this who y'all should fuck with. That's how you supposed to do it.
If he was smart, what he would have did was got off the stage and ran the whole Republican Party.
Yeah, endorsed
he would never.
That's what I mean. Put dude
then
in
I wouldn't
position.
be saying he's going to jail. If he just backed off, if he said, you know what,
And you the power broker.
I lost the election. Biden beat me, but guess what though? I'm gonna have a whole lot of niggas coming after y'all. You feel me?
Yeah.
If he did that, he would be untouchable. But now he's smashing on all these Republicans that's trying to come up and replace him. And you see what they saying, man. He's old. What did the girl was like? Oh yeah, we tired of these old 70-something-year-olds that don't got no cognitive, you know what I'm saying? Like, they stupid. They hella old. Like, it's time for some new shit. Nikki Haley or whatever her name
And
is.
the cold part about it, he could be in that Willie Brown position except for the whole America. There ain't nobody that's in no power position in California politics, from Barbara Lee to Kamala Harris to Feinstein to this one to that one to fucking Gavin Newsom, who ain't in position
What up, Smoot?
without having to go through Willie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Trump could be that for the whole country. Like, all right, I ain't gonna run again, but nobody is coming to the front of the stage unless I give them the stamp.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna push my agenda. But his ego is making him want to be the president when he really could be the man who crowns the president, the senators, the this and that. You can still control the whole thing and not even be accountable.
But some of that is he's in so much trouble that he feels like he's got to be the president so he could just escape all the bullshit that he's in, because he could then, you can't indict a sitting president. So he
You
was
endorse DeSantis, get him in position, and then he pardons you.
Yeah, but he already fucked that off.
Oh yeah, he talked about dude mama.
What?
He said Ted Cruz, daddy, killed Kennedy. Like dude be saying some wild shit.
But at the same time,
Said Ted
it's
Cruz
smoke
mama
and
was
mirrors.
ugly.
But at the same time, it's smoke and mirrors because, once again, looking fresh. Like I said, I take it back to the movie. We could be beefing in public, and they assume we beefing. But we all at the country club that nobody see us sipping yak like we right now.
He said
Like
that.
that.
He said that man woman looked like his mama, and that his daddy killed. His daddy killed Kennedy.
But that's something for the gullible people to suck up. I understand what you're saying, but at the same time,
pass on that. Look at Michael Cohen and all them people that
Bruh,
was rioting.
yeah.
Okay, hold on, listen.
To jail.
And now they
You
like-
sending niggas to jail now.
Listen.
Yeah, niggas doing time on your behalf.
Okay,
Trump
so-
went too far.
now listen. We all watch wrestling as kids, right?
Yeah, but jail.
No, listen what I'm saying.
Yeah, he went too far. At first it was WWE,
So
but he
far-
went too far.
Listen.
It's been like
Remember.
12 to 16 people indicted
And
off of, that was supposed to be his
what is
boys.
chess? What are
Okay,
boys?
so if we got this
chess
show and I
pieces.
start indicting you and
What
Rock
do you
and all
need to
them
give
because
up?
we all grinding and hustling, that games is over. Ain't no
Yeah.
WWE.
What's
You're
that?
like, exactly. At that point, it's like, all right, they fly sugar, and I ain't fucking with you no more. So when they come to interview me, well, how do you feel about this? I don't fuck with dude.
So once again, back to my point. We all watch wrestling as kids. These motherfuckers, we watch. You all know. Saturday morning, we had our fucking Cocoa Puffs, Fruity Pebbles,
Right.
Honeycombs, Rice Krispies, whatever fucking cereal we had, if we had cereal. We watch wrestling on Saturdays and shit. And we watch these motherfucking men, grown ass men, beat the hell out of each other, and we thought that shit was real. These motherfuckers in the back making money.
Jail is
We
real.
bought that shit hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, some of these niggas is doing actual time, though.
Okay.
Can you imagine being $1 million motherfucker to eat caviar and now you
Look
look
at how many his
Well, hold on, wait a minute.
that did time
Here's
for
the
him.
thing. Okay, so, but how many of us in the public actually see the time that they do? We just know that they supposedly have time.
I mean, well,
Keep it, once again, don't fall. I understand what y'all saying, but if we accept the appearance, that's how Dorothy got by the Oz and the Wiz. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. I get what y'all saying, but I'm saying don't
And I've been
think.
sending new messages.
Nope. So you're right. I'm not even finna go there. No. I'm 100 miles and running. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned.
And shout out to my boy Mario Bobinos making major
Shout out to
moves.
Mario Bobino. But like I was saying, I understand what y'all saying, but that acceptance of it is the goal line of acceptance they expect from us. And once they reach that threshold with a majority of us, they think the gig is I got you. Because that ain't always what happens. I can pretend all
When I see
day.
niggas with trench coats over their arms
That's
walking
what
into
you
the
see.
prison, if that's fake
what you
on
see.
CNN and Fox News, then
I'm just saying-
you got me.
I'm just saying,
You
They
got-
acting like a motherfucker.
but we all hear the stories of Club Fed where they go to these.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm not saying it's not that.
What I'm saying.
I'm not
It-
saying it's not
Now
that.
you're not in public to where you got to worry about somebody coming to throw a rock at you and do whatever to you in public. Now you allegedly own somewhere. You might be in Club Fed, but you might be on
saying
an
they went
island.
through all of this in the behalf
Why
of
not?
a conspiracy?
That's hell of a feeling. They put on the show for real, man.
I'm just saying it's
even going
possible.
through that, even going to Club Fed, you ain't
all
that
I'm
lonely
saying
in
is
your
it's all
bed.
possible.
Shit.
I'm just saying don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. 'Cause It's
I'm
just
not.
deeper than we know.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
That's all I'm saying.
Disagreeing with that.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Because as long as we all fish in a bowl, we got a fish bowl.
So you think Trump's gonna be the presidential nominee for the Republicans?
All
Or you
this-
think he's gonna win?
I don't think that, but what I'm saying is all this shit is a distraction. Because the infighting, and I use my air quotes heavily on this, y'all, this infighting, and oh, we got to do right, because it's just like if I was a big drug corporation, right? Illegal drug corporation. I'll just use this hypothetical, and I'm flooding y'all, and then y'all hit me with the, hey, bruh, we need to for our constituents, we need to show that we're tough on drugs. Hey, bruh, I'm finna put this big amount of drugs. You say you seize this large amount of drugs, you know, y'all capture this, and that'll show your constituents that you doing your job, and they gonna, oh, these niggas did the biggest drug bust in U.S. history. But how much drugs got through before that? That's the dummy.
Drugs come through every day.
Exactly. I'm just saying, even with this, you got, once again, I take it back to the movie Fresh. The movie Fresh showed you everything. You just got to pay attention to it and understand it and slice that shit like thin sushi with a razor blade. And you get a garlic and you slice garlic with a razor blade, because I cook for real. You slice garlic with a razor blade. That's a different level of cut.
Then it liquefy.
Thank you. Because if it liquefy, it disappears.
It blends in.
Thank you. You guys see, you know what I'm on. I'm just telling you what's possible. That's all I'm saying. Everything's smoke and mirrors until you get in a room with air conditioning.
So what you think is gonna be the end result, man?
The end result? The end result?
You qualify for running?
Mm-hmm. That's what they really want to do, to pave the way for just.
But that's the goal from the beginning. The distraction of he was so terrible.
Distraction when this man done literally did all of this.
No, I'm saying
it's actual shit. It's not made up of propaganda.
Right, but I'm just saying his party that he's the spoken one of his party, that he's really not, but he's the face of his party because he's the one who has the most attention. Mm-hmm. Which all this was in place from the beginning, which I'm telling you, I'm tugging on your understanding ears with this. All this was in play from the beginning to put this shit in motion, so when we do what we want to do, we're going to sacrifice him. Sacrificial lambs happen every day.
I don't see it like that, but go ahead.
Sacrificial lambs happen every day.
But you can't,
I don't got to outrun the bear. I just got to outrun you.
See, why I disagree is I don't think they did all that. He did it to himself.
Yeah.
Like he did it to himself. And now it's like, oh, you throwing us bones.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of this.
It's
where
no
he shot
different.
himself in the foot.
This is no different than when you look at the melanated community, when you get stars or somebody with promise that could be something, they know your vices. Like, remember, they know by the time you in third grade, they got tests that will give the map of your future based on your answers and whatnot. This is true. They know what you're gonna do based on, and you got the algorithm. We subject ourselves to this test every day, and we pass or fail it every day, both sides. By the shit we click on, the shit we give our attention to, everything. All this data is collected, so it's nothing but we're a petri dish in a lab. Every individual. Think about it, seriously, no bullshit. Every decision you make, whether it's the algorithm on your social media, the picture you click, and get off the grid is damn near illegal. Completely off the grid is damn near illegal. They'll hunt you down.
Damn near it is.
Waco.
Have a house and not hooked up to sewer lines and electricity and this and that and that.
You can't burn your trash. You can't do, to be able to live free, and use my air quotes.
Go to South Sudan.
Is illegal. They want to be able to track you and judge your movements based on your decisions. Everything you do. Everything, everywhere. No matter whether it's telecommunication services you use, movies you watch, the grocery store you go to, the kind of car you drive, all the decisions you make in your day-to-day life are tracked one way or another, whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
And it's pooled, that data is pulled into whether it's a
That's why
microcompressor
Google
or
always knows
whatever.
what ads to suggest to you.
Yeah, all that shit. So if you think that this whole shit that's going on is, don't get me wrong, he deserves the shit, but they knew he would be here. If you got a crew of motherfuckers and we bound for greatness, well, we got a motherfucker who, no matter how many times we tell him, bruh, tighten your shit up. We gonna get there, just tighten your shit up. And this motherfucker like, fuck you, nigga, this is what we doing, and fucking it up. You can love him to death. When do you say enough is enough? You allow, DMX said it best, trust somebody to be who they are. When you think they're gonna be anything other than who they are, you set yourself up for failure and you piss yourself off.
Because you can delude yourself.
And that's the dream that got sold to you niggas a long time ago. Why you thought Roll, Roll, Roll Your Boat was a song in school and it really was some shit about real shit. That's what this shit is, if you break it down. You'll have your mini victories, little mini victories, and I do mean mini. But even the mini victories are pre-planned, because as long as I keep you niggas satisfied with the illusion of progress, you'll be satisfied long enough for me to keep doing what I'm doing. This is that in its purest form. Seriously. You get that at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I just feel like our boy is just he's the classic example of burn your own bridge. The boy done burnt his own bridge.
I'm with you.
I mean, and it is what it is.
I'm with you.
I don't
100%.
know. I don't know what the outcome is gonna be. I truly believe he's going to jail though. He's gonna do some kind of time.
Because I'm with you. He's gonna
He's
go
going
to
to be a
jail.
convicted felon.
And here's
They'll
why.
disqualify him from the ballot in several
Be-
states, which is what they want.
You know why he's gonna go to jail? Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you both sides of the coin. He's gonna go to jail because his influence is too powerful with the low thinking amoeba people. Prime example, the raid on the Capitol. Look at that shit. Remember, another prime example, the movie Malcolm X, when they said they hated him like, that nigga got too much power. One man, all these people doing that. That shit works both ways. On both sides of the spectrum, whether you good or evil. That same shit works both ways, because if I'm on this side of the tracks and we have an agenda, look at Darth Vader. Star Wars. Oh, I'm gonna go there. These gems, please pick these up. Darth Vader was the shit. But he had somebody over him. The Emperor. Palpatine. But everybody saw Darth Vader as the leader. But it wasn't. It was Palpatine. Well, Palpatine had somebody over him too, if you follow the shit really. But Vader's weakness was his son. That's his vice. We all have a vice. Everybody has a price. Trump's vice, which is porn stars, his ego, all this shit is his demise. But if he can sweep that shit under the rug how they usually do, if this shit goes away, his impact magnifies. Because it's the Pac theory. 5 shots didn't stop me. I took it and smiled. That'll be Trump if this goes away. Because the indictment was 3 shots. And he survived and able to run again.
Don't forget about the fucking Impeachments.
That's what I'm talking about. Excuse me, I said indictment. I meant impeachment. That's what the impeachment was. Because remember, niggas was up in arms. Oh, he impeached. It's over. He ain't never gonna be able to do that. And what happened? Nothing.
It
So
actually got him more love from his base.
Once again, made him more dangerous. What was that movie? Was it Shaft? Or what, the movie when he lost his badge as a cop? And he's like, you ain't even a police officer no more. He said, does that make me less dangerous or more dangerous? It's levels to this shit. He's a fruit that needs to be addressed for good or bad. Because on his side, the party that he represents, that isn't his real party, according to his own statements.
Oh man, if you watch the clips of when they was,
this is a game.
When they was running against each other
This
to
is
be
a
the
game.
nominee, the shit that these
Exactly.
motherfuckers who worship him said about him.
Right.
Oh wow! When I watched that shit, I actually
Because
got
they
on my
get
phone.
together and say, we're going to go
He's
far.
stupid, he's dumb, he doesn't know what he's doing, he's a racist,
Until
he's this, that, and the other, and then they got forced on his team, and then they
love
he
him.
didn't do nothing.
Exactly.
Great.
But the more you allow this type of situation to go, the bigger his head gets, which they know. Like I said, they feed him.
Mm-hmm.
Feed him up, duct tape a motherfucker and feed him tuna fish through a straw.
Right.
That's what this is. What's going to happen at the end? I don't know. But I think that it's definitely something that everybody should be paying attention to. Because the game players in this situation will be exposed, because if none of this happens, everybody's going to be pissed, but you should be able to follow the trail, you know, and see who's who and who stands where.
All will be revealed in time.
It's exactly. If you pay
I'm a
attention.
motherfucker.
If not, they're gonna be worried about this SWV versus escape bullshit, or the Soldier Boy dinner with Soldier Boy, or $250 in food stamps bullshit.
That was disrespectful.
It's disrespectful, but once again, it went viral and shit because niggas be low vibrational on shit, and because niggas need to be entertained for 15 seconds. So
That's the biggest entertainment these days. 15 seconds.
exactly. So, you know, we can head out. I guess our guest is never mind. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself. We can get ready to tune out because it's Friday, last Friday of March. Tell everybody where they can find y'all.
Hey, you can find me across the board, Feral Films, Instagram, Facebook, everything, man. You know, making content.
Well, I'm gonna say it. Our guest didn't show up tonight, so sorry for all our guests who tuned in. Fans of hers, we apologize. I'm sure it was something important that didn't allow her to be here. But as usual, it's your boy Camouflage, Kamm. I'm in the building. You can find me on Instagram at Camouflage, KAMMFLAGE, Rail. And you can also find me on Facebook now. I done switched my Facebooks up because it was personal. I was keeping my crowd small and just people that I really know, but I'm opening it up starting this week. So look up Camouflage Real on Facebook and again on Instagram. And thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to check out our YouTube page for all missed episodes. So if you didn't catch this from the beginning and you want to find us, go to our YouTube page. Also, man, check us out. You know, Cognac Confessionals, Instagram, and Feral Films. He's always got it going as usual, man. So we appreciate y'all. One.
Pete.
Oh yeah, just across the board. 5 million Feral Films, mashing for my rashes, man. We trying to do 30 films this year. Some shit they say is not possible.
Everything's possible.
Meet you at the top.
That's what's up. And I'm Deshaun, your host. You can find me at Cognac_Confessionals on Instagram, Cognac Confessionals on Facebook, Cognac Confessionals on YouTube. Like I said, like, subscribe, share the page. Next week will be dark. We won't be broadcasting next week. I got college tour with my young one. Vision College campuses on next week that he got accepted to. So,
but after that, tap in. We got Max Sham from Livewire coming.
Yeah, we got Double D College Kid coming the second week of April. We got some stuff lined up. What's up, Peaches? What's happening? Peaches need to be sliding through. Shout out to Peaches and Peachy King Productions. The sister be doing a lot. She be doing her thing. We're gonna have her in here when we get a chance. Executive producer, and she be producing stuff on Pharaoh's Films and a lot. Shout out to everybody: Cliff, Tanisha, Ivory, my guy,
Mark Anthony.
And Mark Anthony, as always.
Wilding in the comments.
Yeah, always. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Hey, man, y'all be safe this weekend. Like I said, tomorrow's April Fool's Day. Is some of these lost niggas' holiday tomorrow. So,
some niggas live April Fools every day. It's like Groundhog Day.
Niggas get tricked every day, B.
Shout out Smoot, man. Thanks for tuning in.
Shout out Smoot. Appreciate you for tuning in, man. We working out to get you on one day. What's happening? Hey, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, and you will come when we set it up, hit us up, link up. We all about spreading knowledge and then introducing your platform to our platform, and likewise. You know what I'm saying? It's all love here. That's what we do. Your son, Father B-Day. Okay, happy birthday to your son, to your baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bless the day that his parents had unprotected sex. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. I say that shit on my birthday, I'll be like,
who's that?
Thank you for Peaches.
Rest
You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace to that gentleman, man.
Yeah, rest in peace.
He was a hell of a rapper. ERB Doc, and I know you're working on a documentary, or you completed it.
We need to talk about that on the show.
And then, and shout out to his son, who's growing up to be a hell of a young man.
Young King, that's right. Little man doing his thing. Salute. Peach, you doing your thing.
Young King project. So Peaches has definitely done her part to keep his line alive and keep it pushing, and respect to you for that.
Hey, for real. And at the end of the day, everybody, remember, keep it professional, be professional, because this is business, not personal. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's a business.
It's show business.
It's business. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be here until we ain't here. And we might drink beer, but we drink dark and sometimes clear. And if you ain't here, you're nowhere. Ain't that what Val T said in town is?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Val T, my
guy.
He over in Frisco right now.
Yeah, shout out to my guy Val T. Igor, my guy. Hey, man, I'm going to say this before we go. Y'all need to tune in to Bay Life Radio on Twitch. My guy, DJ Igor Beats be on there doing his thing all through the week. Him, Scoropoulos, Whiteout be doing his thing. Mad Monday. Hey, y'all, I'm always.
Shout out to Whiteout. He just went to the extra mile hooking me up with something.
Hey, that's my guy.
Some revenue for me, and
that's
I
my
love
guy. Hey, I appreciate everybody tuning
in. Be a real
in.
one, man. Y'all put slander in that boy.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. Hey, we see y'all in 2 weeks.